Hi everyone, this is JC here. In today's video, we are taking a deep dive into Canon's brand new all-rounder, the R6 Mark III. This camera absolutely crushes it when it comes to both photography and videography. So I've split this review into two parts. I'll be testing its photo capabilities at the Formula 1 Chinese Grand Prix, and with Sakura in full bloom, I also shot plenty of sample footage to show you just how impressive this camera's video performance really is.
だって到底書ききれないや台本だっていらない不器用でしょ分かってるわ
Let's start with photos first. The R6 III packs a 32.5 megapixel sensor paired with a 40 frames per second electronic shutter burst rate, and let me tell you, that's a perfect match for the F1 paddock. When race cars are hitting over 300 kilometers per hour, you need insane continuous shooting to make sure you actually nail the shot. When shooting racing cars, we can also use the slow shutter panning technique to get shots like this. Here's how you do it. Set your camera to TV or manual mode. Lock your shutter speed between 1/100th and 1/200th. Stop down your aperture to around f8 and switch to servo autofocus, which is designed specifically for tracking fast-moving subjects. Or since your aperture is nice and tight, you can even go full manual focus. Then just pan smoothly with the car and you get the motion blur effect. Taking these photos is no easy job. 9 out of 10 shots are just garbage, sometimes even all 10. It takes practice, muscle memory, and a little bit of luck. And that's exactly why I have to praise the R6 III. It has some of the best burst shooting in the game. I'm not great at it, I have to say, but Canon lets me fire off so many frames that I can afford to mess up. This was actually my first time ever trying panning on F1 cars, and I still got tons of keepers. I even dared to drop the shutter speed all the way to 1/60th on my first try, and I still nailed some shots. All credit to Canon. I also shot plenty of other subjects with it, so you can see how it performs for regular photography outside of this tricky panning technique. Now let's move into my comfort zone, video. The video specs Canon's packed into the R6 III are easily among the best in this price range. Honestly, they are overkill in the best way. Amid all the technical specs, the one that won me over instantly is C-Log 2, something that I absolutely love, and it's the first time we're seeing it on a Canon camera under $2,000. If I had to sum up C-Log 2 in one sentence, the roll-off from shadows to highlights is just smoother and more natural. You'll feel it immediately as soon as you start grading your footage. On top of that, the R6 III shoots 4K oversampled from 7K. It even records insane internal 7K 60 frames per second raw video. It also supports the super popular OpenGate full sensor mode. I'm a big fan of it, especially now I'm creating more casual vertical content. OpenGate gives me way more room to crop in later without feeling like I'm losing focal length, which is huge to me. Now, I don't know if you actually shoot 7K raw OpenGate with this thing. It's pretty demanding on memory cards. But as a reviewer, it's my job to show you exactly what this camera is capable of at its maximum potential.
I woke up underground, not a light, not a sound. Threw my voice into the dark, but the dark had no remark, just repeated what I said. Claustrophobic at first, struck by hunger and thirst. I stood up and looked around, there was nothing to be found, just a world I couldn't see. And I heard.
Another thing that really stood out to me about the R6 III is the image stabilization. When shooting product B-roll, just crank the IS to enhanced mode and you can get incredibly smooth footage handheld. When we turn on the lens IS, the result is easily among the best I've used across all mirrorless systems from every brand. Aside from a few clips where I used a slider, almost all the footage in this video was shot completely handheld. Last but not least, I highly recommend diving into some pro features when shooting video. The R6 III lets you enable a waveform monitor and even false color. Both are game changers for nailing exposure and understanding the dynamic range of your scene. And I'd be happy to break it down if you want. If I had to name one downside after using it, it's really just one thing. The screen is a little on the small side, but thankfully it has a full-size HDMI output, so I can just hook up an external monitor for a much better viewing experience. Alright, thanks for sticking around till the end. After watching this review, has the Canon R6 Mark III convinced you to pick one up? Let me know down in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.